Hi you guys, Shane here, and what I want to show you today are some methods that you can use to modify squats and lunges, which are movements we use throughout the day, so you want to make sure you're doing them properly, hopefully without pain or discomfort. If you've experienced any sort of trauma or injury or overuse in your knees, doing these movements may be uncomfortable, and I want to show you some ways that you can execute, hopefully with proper technique, to reduce any sort of pain you may feel. So one, with the squat, you want to make sure that you are in the correct position to do that squat properly. Depending on how you are built and any imbalances or tightness you may have in your hips, your squat may look different from mine, which is fine. All squats are not created equal. The way our femur sits into our pelvis also can have an impact on how we squat. What you want to make sure that happens is, one, those knees are tracking your toes. Two, your chest stays up, you're not collapsing the upper body. Three, you're pushing those hips back and that your weight stays in your heels. So you don't want those knees to drift in, you don't want those knees to drift out, you don't want your heels to come up off the floor. So making sure that that is done properly will hopefully help eliminate some pain right from the get-go. So find a position that feels comfortable for you and just start to slowly press that weight back into your heels, pushing those hips back and not going that deep. Just start with super shallow movement. And as you start to feel more comfortable, maybe you start to increase your range of motion. Let those arms go wherever you feel like they need to go to be comfortable. So you slowly increasing your range of motion. If you feel pain or discomfort at any time, decrease that range of motion again. But first, make sure the proper mechanics are happening. Knees in line with those toes, hips are pushing back, weight in your heels, chest is nice and open. Number two, you can use a wall to help provide stability, and you can really control your range of motion on that squat. So first, come to a wall, lean back into it, chest is open, shoulders are relaxed right on top of those hips. Then slowly start to step those feet away. You want to make sure that your weight stays in your heels, not in the toes, so keep those heels down. And then slowly kind of inch your way down that wall until you feel like you can maintain a position for about 10 seconds. As you start to get stronger or more comfortable, then just increase the time in which you hold that wall squat. Again, you don't have to go super deep to start. Start with a more open knee angle, right? Keeping that pelvis neutral, and just hold. This is going to help strengthen all those attachments and muscles around the knee, hopefully protecting the knee as you go throughout your day. So using that wall squat is another way to modify that squat to develop strength. And whenever you're doing those squats on your own with body weight, use a chair, use a wall to help provide stability as you develop that range of motion. Lunges, another really important movement that we use throughout our day. Again, use a chair, use a wall for stability. Again, the angle of your hips and knees in relation to those toes is really important on the lunges. Now for the lunge, you really want to start from maybe a hip width position, and you're kind of on these railroad tracks. So that back leg isn't turning out, you're not internally rotating that hip, you're staying as neutral as possible with that pelvis square. I'm going to show you a side view. What I tend to do with a lot of my clients who may have issues with their knees is we start slowly rock into it. So start here, take one leg, start to extend it back, shifting that weight back, staying up off that heel, and then as they start to feel more comfortable, I have them slowly extend from that hip a little bit more until they feel that they are in a position that they can hold. And maybe it's not deep, it doesn't matter, it's not a contest. You're going through your range of motion and find that position with that hip extended, heel is off the floor, and just hold it. I'm not very deep, and that's fine. If this feels comfortable, then slowly start to drop down just a little bit and then come back up, pressing through that front heel. Drop down nice and easy. Notice I'm still on that wall, right? And come back up nice and easy. So it's a static squat. You're not moving into it, not stepping into it, holding a position, slowly going through that range of motion, and then make sure, of course, that you switch sides. So again, you can slowly start to just kind of inch that foot back inch that foot back, hanging onto something if need be, and then getting to the point where hopefully you don't have to hang on to provide that core stability, and then slowly going through that range of motion again. It does not need to be deep, you guys. Start to work with your range of motion, protecting those knees, all right? A couple times I've used a yoga block as well, and you can use this or anything, any prop, maybe a bag of flour if you don't have yoga blocks. And I'll use that as a guide for my clients to just slowly tap that yoga block and up, tap and up, so they feel comfortable, they have a point of reference that they're going for, and to slowly start to increase that range of motion. I have a couple more things that I want to show you for squats and lunges, but it involves a TRX, and it's a great way to slowly increase that range of motion without all of your weight bearing into that low body. So I'll show you that next. So this is the way I love modifying squats and lunges with the use of the TRX. What's incredible is that you use your upper body to support and take some of the weight and pressure out of that low body, so you can really encourage full range of motion without all the weight bearing of a body weight squat or lunge. So what you want to do is start, you guys, with those legs in your squat position. Find that width that works for you. Upper body's up, holding one of those handles. You want to make sure the TRX stays taut and is not loose and slack. Keeping the shoulders up, you're just going to start to drop back into your squat. I'm supporting myself with that upper body, so I can really work on the mechanics of that squat without using all of my weight bearing into that low body. And make sure you keep on breathing and just moving through your range of motion for that squat. It is a great way to take some pressure off your knees. Same principle with those lunges, you guys. You're going to start with one leg kind of in the middle of your stance, upper body nice and tall. Start to slowly extend that leg back. Find that lunge position, drop it down, the arms will extend, and then use those arms to help pull you back up. To get started, you guys, I would repeat the same side before switching legs. Maybe do 4 or 5 reps on one side, and then switching sides. Again, upper body nice and stable, extending that leg back, using the upper body to help support and take some of the weight out of that low body. So using the TRX to modify squats and lunges is an incredible way to help take pressure off those knees. So you guys, happy squatting, happy lunging, and hopefully you don't have much pain and discomfort. Thank you.